I'm Anne Litt. It's Morning Becomes Eclectic, and right now we turn our attention to the Performance Studio for a live session here on KCRW. Dean Wareham has been an inspiration to a whole generation of musicians, starting with his band Galaxie 500 in the late 80s, his project Luna in the 90s, his collaboration with Britta Phillips called Dean and Britta, and leading up to the present day with his first official solo album. He's also a film composer, a writer, has even acted in full-length films, and today marks his fourth visit to KCRW, but only his first since 2003. Very pleased to welcome Dean Wareham to KCRW for a live session.
Has it been that long?
It has, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Time flies, right?
Yes.
Well, looking forward to hearing, I know you're playing a lot of music from the new album, so why don't we go to it?
Okay. Okay, that was Holding Pattern, and they were about to do Emancipated Hearts as soon as these two crisscross in the studio. There's been Britta and Raymond switching off, and we can start that drone.
Dean Wareham live on Morning Becomes Eclectic. It's 89.9 KCRW. There's a new self-titled album, although Emancipated Hearts was the title of your EP, I believe, that came out last year, right?
Yes.
Very nice.
We didn't know if that was to call that an EP or a mini LP.
A mini LP.
Depending on a...
Well, that was a stunning long version of that song, Emancipated Hearts. By the way, I want you to know that coming out of the live performance, we have tickets for you to go see Dean Wareham tonight at the Roxy tonight, right? You're playing at the Roxy?
We are.
We'll also have autographed CDs, so do stick around for those as well. So, Dean, you have recently, from what I understand, moved to Los Angeles, and I'm wondering how that's been for you.
Yeah, Britta and I moved... a year ago, just a little over a year.
Yeah.
It's nice here.
Because I think of you as the quintessential East Coasters.
I know. I mean, I have friends, people in New York, who say, "What? You're leaving? You're the reason we moved here." Or it seems, they feel betrayed. And I think sometimes when you live in New York, in New York City, you think, how could you possibly move? Why would anyone ever leave or want to go somewhere else? But
well, welcome.
But life does go on.
Absolutely.
And it's nice here. You know, before I lived in New York, I lived in Australia for a while, and LA kind of reminds me of Sydney. They're both so spread out.
It does a bit, actually. I've been there before.
Yeah.
Same thing.
A lot of the same trees. I've got eucalyptus trees in the backyard.
See, there you
jacaranda.
Go. Well, what effect has this move had on your career? Because now, I mean, I've obviously followed you guys since the Galaxie 500 days back on in my college radio days. What effect has the move, or has it, on making a solo album? It's your first sort of official solo album.
Yeah. Well, the record was made before the move. I think I was thinking about it, and I can see that in the lyrics. But this album was made in Louisville. The EP was recorded in San Francisco. I don't know. We're here. We're probably doing the same things we were doing in Brooklyn, sitting in little rooms in the back of the house.
Nice. Well, you mentioned Louisville as where you made the album, and Jim James produced the album. And I'd love for you to talk about how that collaboration came about.
I guess years ago, 99 or 2000, when their first couple of records came out, At Dawn and Tennessee Fire, I think I mentioned in some interview or put them on a top 10 list or something. And Jim James sent me an email a few months later just saying hi. And I don't know him that well, but his manager was a huge Luna fan, and I went out to dinner with him a couple of years ago, and I went up at his office, and he played me Jim's solo album. It's yet unreleased, and I said, wow, this sounds great. The production is great, which it was, all of his stuff. And he said, well, why don't you two think about doing something together? I think it was his plan all along. That's what the dinner was about. So Jim was curating a festival in Louisville, the Forecastle Festival, and he said, well, come down and play a show, and then come stay at my house for a few days, and we'll see what we'll record. He has a nice home studio. Mm-hmm. So we moved in there with the band, which was very generous of him, and he didn't know us that well, and allowed us to stay in his house
and make the record.
Got to know him, observe his eating habits. And put the drums in the living room, and I was singing in Jim's den.
Love it.
It was exotic to us being from New York because it's a house in the suburbs with like split level. It's just things that people have everywhere else, I guess.
Right.
But it's a nice, comfortable way to record as opposed to being in a studio where you're paying too much each day.
Absolutely. Well, that's the beauty, I think, of the way music making has evolved with technology over the years. Pretty a nice way to do it.
That's true. He had nice equipment in there. In fact, the desk that we recorded our album on is now owned by this man over here, Raymond Richards, is playing guitar with us. He bought it online, which is it's all a strange coincidence.
Well, Raymond, we know you well here at KCRW through Local Natives and many of your projects, so welcome.
I'm a fan of yours.
No, thank you very much. It's so lovely to have you all here. You know, this is a solo record, but it seems very much a collaboration, whether it's Jim James, the band, Britta. Why solo? Why now? Like, what is that? Or is that not even something you feel like?
I think at my age, I'm not going to start a new band. Although David Bowie did it, didn't he?
You can do that.
So how that went. But it's always a band effort. I mean, I'm not the kind of person who walks in and says and has every part in my head and says, "You play this, you play that." I'm just not that kind of musician. I depend on the help of.
It's always collaborative.
Yes, it is. Even though it says Dean Wareham.
Well, you do many other things besides make music. You've written your autobiography. You write. You compose film music. Do you have any? What's your favorite thing? Do you have a favorite among all of your many talents?
You know what's easy?
What?
Acting, because they write the words for you. You just have to stand in the right spot and you say the words.
And you remember them, and that's it.
You do have to remember that. That's true. You can get nervous. Making records is still very exciting. The times when you're in the studio and a song goes from being one thing to being something completely different, just because it's something that somebody plays. You know, it might be a tambourine part or something. Or it just all of those are exciting moments.
Mm. Well, I've also heard that, a few years ago, and I didn't realize it was already 4 years ago, you did 13 Beautiful Songs, which was the wonderful, you put silent films of Andy Warhol's to music, right? Am I describing that correctly?
Yes.
Okay.
Silent, the screen tests that he made.
And you're about to do it again. And I saw that Tom Verlaine's part of it. Can you explain what that is? Because you're bringing the show to Royce Hall, I believe.
Yes. So this is a different show. This is going to be 15. It's called Warhol Exposed, and it's 15 unseen Warhol films. But they're not. These ones aren't screen tests so much. There's like a home movie of Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg hanging out at the factory on the sofa. Who else we got in there? Edie Sedgwick, Donovan, all kinds. Anyway, films that pretty much have not been seen.
So nobody's seen these. And who are the musicians working?
And I got hired as sort of a musical curator. It's Tom Verlaine from television, Martin Rebb from Suicide, Bradford Cox of Deer Hunter, and Eleanor Friedberger.
Oh, Fiery Furnaces.
Yes, and Britta and myself doing. So it's 3 songs for each person. So
and will it be part of a tour or?
I think it's going to be hard with all those people to get them
that's true.
available for tour. So the tour is Pittsburgh, Carnegie Music Hall in Pittsburgh, Brooklyn Academy of Music, 3 nights there, and here in UCLA. That's it. If there is a tour, maybe a year later or something.
Well, we'll have to get some KCRW folks out to that, KCRW members, because that sounds like a pretty amazing evening of music. Your record collection, from what I can gather, seems to be vast. And I know the covers over the years that you've done with Luna and with Galaxie 500 have always been really, to me, really interesting choices. And I wonder what you're listening to now that you love.
Oh.
Is there anything? Or is that putting you on the spot?
It is putting you on the spot, but yes. But for this band from San Francisco, Magic Trick, I like them. I don't know if you heard them.
I don't know them.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I do know them.
That, yeah.
Or is it Magic Store? Do they have a Magic Trick?
Magic Trick.
Magic Trick, maybe. I remember I tried to Google them, and it's very hard to Google a band called Magic Trick.
Yeah, that would be, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Kate LeBon, yeah, we love that.
She's spectacular.
Yeah, that record. We went and saw her at Amoeba.
She's wonderful.
Yeah.
Good. Well,
That's 2.
Well, I know you're going to go back into the next set of music, which I'd really like to do. I mean, I feel like I could talk to you all afternoon, but we are here to hear music, and you're going to start off with a cover that's on your new album. Can you set that up?
This one is from the EP. It's from the last year's EP.
Oh, that's right.
It is. This song is by the incredible string band. It's called Air. We just met Joe Boyd, the producer in England, and
he's such a legend.
He is, and he wrote a really good book, White Bicycles,
Yes.
and he tells this great story about taking them out to dinner after a show at the Fillmore East, and he runs into the maitre d' at the restaurant is a guy that he used to know from Cambridge, Massachusetts. And he tells the band, he's like, this guy used to be a complete mess. He was a stoner. His life was a shambles, and he's really turned it around. And then he left the band, and the guy came back over and talked to them. And he said, yes, I have turned my life around. with the help of the Church of Scientology. Would you like to come with me? And Boyd got a call a week later saying, from the accountant, saying the band want their money. 'Cause they have to, from the tour, they have to give it to the church. But anyway, this song is called Air. It's written right before that.
Dean Wareham live on KCRW.
Love is not a roof against the rain. But sink and rise and come with me again. Everyone remembers what they want. What have I done with my life? What have I done with the keys? What have I done to deserve this? I can hold the midnight in my hand. they want. What have I done with my life? What have I done with the keys? What have I done to deserve it? Land and sea will bear heartless people. Wars are fought, lovers caught, all by heartless people. But you and I hate to see a flower die. Somebody tell me which way the power lies. Somebody tell me which way the power lies.
so gorgeous. Dean Wareham live on KCRW. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
That was from the self-titled album, which is brand new. And, you know, usually at this point in the live show, we ask if you might play one more for us. So we'd love it if you would.
We have more songs.
Do you?
We will play
You
another,
have, you have one or two
yes,
more
we
songs.
need them for tonight.
Well, that would be great. Before we get into that, I would like to give KCRW members a chance to go to the Roxy tonight. And it's June 19th, 2-day, 2-night. Dean Wareham performing with the band. We have 5 autographed copies of the self-titled album and 5 pairs of tickets for you to go to the Roxy to see Dean Wareham. So if you haven't won a giveaway from us in the last 3 months, call us right now, 877-600-KCRW, 877-600-5279. Now, these CDs and tickets are available to our current members only. They're first come, first served. We would love to send you to the Roxy tonight to see Dean Wareham. So call us now, 877-600-KCRW. So, Dean Wareham, what do you think? What do you think?
We will do, we're going to do, we'll do an old Galaxie 500 song.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Thinking I've moved on now, singing to myself, thinking how blue it looks, feeling how it turns. I was saying something out on Route 128. My blue thunder
There we go. Blue Thunder, Galaxie 500. I remember that song. I remember it well.
Where were your college DJ?
University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
Ah.
I'm Cat's Cradle is where I saw you back in the day.
There.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for coming in, Dean Wareham and band, and you're performing live tonight at the Roxy. So if you didn't win tickets, we would love for you to go to the show tonight.
We would.
I hope you will. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day.